I'm Dr. Rose, and today I'm going to talk to you about a book called The Midas Tree. It's written by Dr.Lesley Phillips, who was one of the guests in my show, radio show, Blog Talk. And on the show, we talked first about her past, and she has a very interesting past in that she was born in on a peninsula right on the coast of England, and right between England and Wales. And when she was 4, she moved. They moved to Australia. They came back to England. She went to school there, went to school in Canada. And while she was in England, while she was in Australia, she was fascinated by the marsupials, and the kind of difference, the uniqueness of all these different animals. And it developed a lifelong interest with her in studying animals, and that's why she eventually ended up with a Ph.D. in biology. But there's also another aspect of Lesley, and that aspect is she is a very spiritual person, and her spirituality is what the book really is about. But it has a couple of levels. The first level is the obvious level of a novel in which a young boy, Joshua, who has a mentor named Mofar, and Mofro, and what Mofro does is he sends Joshua into this tree to learn what his life's journey is about. And this is what the thing that on another level that Lesley emphasizes, and that's the spiritual side of us. She's not as much interested in the materialism and the materialistic idea of human life, but the journey we take both as a human being and our normal journey with other people. And then I think what she's saying is the journey that you take with God, her spiritual level. Even though I don't think she mentions God as much as she does the idea of spirituality. So anyway, we have Joshua go into this tree. And here's another level, and this level is really, Lesley is a teacher, and she's teaching children and teens and adults about the value of understanding the scientific basis of anything. And what she does with Joshua, he has all these adventures with these magical people, calls them divas, and then the divas also, they're the headmasters in a sense in each section, the roots and different parts of the tree. And then they have smaller characters that inhabit that do a lot of the legwork, if you want. And so she teaches children, as I said, and anybody that's interested. Well, they can't help but be interested because she writes it so well. But also what she does is she's teaching you about science. And I'll give you an example with the part about roots right here. Joshua, as I mentioned, this is the center of the root system of the Midas tree. This system is one of the most important parts of the tree because the roots help to anchor the tree into the ground. They reach down deep into the core of the earth, providing stability and safety for the rest of the tree and all who dwell in her. Now, when she's talking about the root, and she's talking about providing stability, grounding, this is an important philosophic and psychological message here, because she's telling you that for you to go on your journey, your life journey, it's important for you to be grounded. Because we talked about the difference between people that just, you know people that just react to everything that happens to them. But other people plan, other people are proactive. And having grounded, have a spiritual base to your life, this grounds you. Now, Leslie is a master yoga, a yoga master. She's also a meditation teacher, and she has her own mentor. And she believes if you're really going to get to a high level in your journey, your spiritual journey, that you need to have a mentor. I think that's one of my problems, is I was too egotistical to have mentors. But she has her own mentor, and he helps her, or she helps her, and and you need someone that can help keep you grounded, and that's what one of the things a mentor does besides training you and getting your skill level higher. Okay, continuing. The root devas especially love the roots of the Midas tree. They tend to the root system and help it to grow strong, and thereby help to anchor her firmly into the ground. Equally importantly, do you see the column of light coming from each of the burnished bronze devas sitting in the circle? These columns of light also reach deep down into the core. And we talk about, especially in yoga, you hear a lot about core. Even I heard the other day on Dr. Oz, one of the guests was talking about the importance of the core. And you need to be able to have your core, strong core. And as an athlete, it's important for me to have a strong core to be able to be, when I was a boxer or when I was a sprinter or when I was a safety man in football. All those things keep you in balance. Your core helps keep you in balance. They have all the chakras, and each chakra, she would tell you, if you work with Leslie, the importance of each chakra in understanding part of your journey, your life journey. The devas again create these columns of light to help keep the spirit of the Midas tree anchored here inside its physical presence. The spirit of the tree is extremely powerful, similar in a way to a strong electric current. It needs to be grounded so that all the energy doesn't arc off away from the trees. As long as there is a spirit in the body of the tree, there is consciousness and there is life. Joshua, all life has a spiritual spark, just like the Midas tree, including you. If you are going to find your way out of here, you're going to need access to all of your power. The first thing you need to learn is how to ground. Now, this is just a teaser, the book, the rest of the book, as they go through all the different parts of the tree, and Joshua learns his lessons in his spiritual journey. As you can see, she writes very well. It's very interesting. It carries you through. There's a good flow to it. And I think that she is available to you. You can listen to our show where she and I talk for almost an hour, and you can go to her website. And she said that she's very willing to work with people, and she has all kinds of other information. But even if you don't do that, if you buy the book and read the story, you can read it with somebody, because and they're not going to be your mentor necessarily, because a mentor is someone who has a higher spiritual level than you have. But what they will be doing, what you'll be doing when you read it with someone else, you can have discussion. If you're reading it to your children, or if you're a teacher and reading it to their class, this book can create all kinds of great discussions. It isn't a religious book in the sense of trying to impose a religious idea on you. It's a book about reality, and it's a book about spirituality. So, The Midas Tree by Dr. Lesley Phillips. I think you'll really enjoy it. And thank you for listening.